One thing very positive here. The rose bushes grow the best in Kabul. Beautiful colors, beautiful roses. It's kind of unique.
Fahad Ghafoor is the face of a new Kabul. Optimistic and driven to succeed, he represents all that the West wants for this divided country. But his life here has its obstacles. His daily commute, complete with bodyguard, has to be timed to avoid the peak hour for suicide bombings.
Those incidents have happened between the hours of 7 to 8, so I'm trying to be cautious. You're not sure whether when you walk on the street, whether you're gonna make it alive. My home is only like 2-3 minutes away, but who knows? You know, it's a busy center of the place, and you're visible. People know you, and I think some group or somebody don't like you. You know, they'll, you're gone. All right. We're gonna go this way. Okay. This is one of the fanciest buildings in Kabul.
Fahad is taking me to his office in the center of town.
As you can see, we have some global companies' names here. We're trying to build a Dubai-style Australian standards, US standards copy center. You know, where you would come in and do your copies and printing in high volume. Okay. So we're still working on it.
The copy centre is just one of Fahad's business plans. He already runs a wireless internet company, as well as providing IT services and repairs.
As you can see, we are very sharp-looking guys here.
As Fahad settles into his office, it's a different story across town. In a refugee camp, I meet Han, who is building a house out of mud for his family of 17. Here's the other face of Kabul, the angry side, with a story of suffering and loss. Khan is one of tens of thousands of refugees from the provinces living in poverty on the outskirts of Kabul. Like many here, he blames the Western forces, including Australia, for his plight.
داخل په ښار کې خارجي حق نه لري نه لري موږ کار دغه وسی شي د دین خلیفہ دی ودرېږي سر د خلاصو موږ په وطن کې دی ورور آرامي راشي سر د خلاصو کوم دغه کار دی نو چې ټاکو ټوک باندې ورور یو د دین خلیفہ دی ودرېږي په اسلام کې ورور چې موږ اسلام نه وای ورور او خارجيان دلته سکول
Can I have your signatures, please? Sure.
Fahad Ghafoor knows that Afghanistan is a deeply divided country, and he says he's doing what he can to rebuild it.
I'm going to New York. I need to talk to you about something.
Having worked in the United States for years, he's now drawing on his international experience to introduce new ways of doing business in Afghanistan.
Why you guys are so shy? Come on.
Today, he's holding a meeting to welcome new staff to his internet business. Fahad currently employs almost 150 Afghans, many of whom have also recently returned from exile.
We know that you're the brightest and you're the smartest workers or resources, engineers, professionals that Afghanistan has yet to offer at this stage, and we're very happy and proud to have you on board. And now I open the floor to our Honorable Mr. Chairman.
I was surprised that will happen.
There's a lot of opportunity in Afghanistan. You know, we just need to work on these basic things, like security, like power. And I think Afghan people are very talented, they're very motivated, they're very capable, and they're hungry, for success.
I think it would be this.
But Farhad is also aware that there's a huge job ahead if Afghanistan is ever to rebuild.
I think the government's trying to portray a message that everything is normal. Everything is not normal. After all, Afghanistan is just coming out of more than 2 decades of war. So there has to be a sense of heightened, urgency to rebuild the country. So to be more responsible, to feel more responsible to rebuild the country, because it's not like we've had two decades of peace. So when you wake up in the morning, you should feel like you're gonna come to work and make a difference and achieve higher for yourself. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay,
Appreciate your time. We're gonna go have some Afghan food.
Okay.
That's what I usually do around 1 o'clock. We go home and have lunch.
It's bread that's like soaked in yogurt. It's yogurt, right? In yogurt.
I thought we were stuck.
When we met you in Lahore, we had totally run out of money. We didn't even have the money to go back, but take a taxi to take us back to the hotel.
It's bread and yogurt. Do you like it?
Farhad's wife Diana had lived her whole life in the US before she returned to Afghanistan with Farhad 5 years ago.
What were the biggest problems with adjusting? Was it getting used to the...
I think the way women were treated, was the hardest thing. I mean, I would shiver when I'd had to walk outside. Going anywhere alone was impossible. Your independence, your freedom, everything just gets taken away. You didn't have any of it. And the way people looked at you in the beginning, I mean, now it's very good. But compared to how it was in the beginning, it was extremely difficult. Just looking a little different. You were getting a lot of attention, not in a good way, but in a weird way, in a scary way.
Are you glad you came back here?
Yeah. I mean, you see changes, and when you look at people's faces and the positive energy you get back from them for what has happened now compared to what they had gone through, it was definitely worth it.
Back at the refugee camp, I could find little signs of this positive energy. Mixed with their strict fundamentalism, there's a sense that many here are feeling humiliated. While Farhad and his family enjoy their lunch, I meet Nandoy Mama, another refugee who wonders how he can feed his wife and 6 children with the little that's left in his cooking pot. Nandoy Mama takes me to the spot where he lost his life savings soon after he arrived here. Now he too is trying to build a mud-walled shelter. He and his family fled from Helmand province in the south, where the fighting has been heaviest.
Caliph Chebarali, you've tucked me working with the Quassam, the Quassam, the Quassam, Tangan Baral, the Shubas Tangan, the possible Boman Baraman Shawas. No, how did I set the Muminan with the Munkesara Wistler?
Hamwatan, I have run.
At the end of Fahad's midday lunch, he shows me a video. And I learn that he's a singing sensation, recognised by Afghans around the world.
And so the song itself was, what was that about?
It's about unity. You know, like it's called Hamwatan, which means my countrymen. You know, calling on them to become united, to forget about bloodshed, and show to the world that, you know, we can get united.
Fahad Singh's success has led to him being a celebrity judge on Afghan Idol.
And, you know, people are so desperate for entertainment, recreation. You know, we don't have that many, you know, theme parks for people, for young crowd to go to. We used to have a culture of going to the movies. Now that's gone, pretty much.
Fahad missed the last 3 decades of war and what it did to Afghan society. So like many who have recently come home, he wants to return to the old tolerant Kabul of the 70s.
My gut feeling is that what you see right now is because of all residuals of all these brainwashing and all these onslaught of extremism over the society. But underneath of it all, the Afghan people are very fun-loving people.
مقصد خبري يصف ما تجورسي تشناب ما تجورسي مقصد خبري مقصد مكتب ما تدراكي تشوف ذقبل كشنيا مقصد منطقة معلومة كيش داقد إسرائيل داقد منطقة داقد مزكرة دا بيخورة مقصد لازم مؤمنان دي بركراس سوادار بسواد سوادار استبقوش عليهم فضل كوالا نظر كوبادار كل إسلام ما دخل خبل نظر كوبادار.
When I catch up with Nandoy Mama again a few days later, he's busy making more mud for his hut. He says this morning he had to fight with 70 people over his water source, an hour's walk away.
مش مشكل بدك بس ما دخل يخو وبدي بالمقصد بالدخل مشكل مش المقصد يبنا زايرة كي مقصد مش مكتب ورسي.
This man approaches us. He says he was wounded in a coalition airstrike several years ago and recovered in Pakistan. The translator accompanying me starts to get nervous. It is late in the day and he believes the man is trying to stall us. He says the situation is unsafe and urges me to leave. I head back through the checkpoints and traffic to central Kabul, where Fahad has one last place to show me.
This is a 4-star hotel, plus shopping center. The first, very fancy mall in Afghanistan, with the first set of escalators and capsule-style elevators. So really, really fancy.
This is the sort of place you'd like to see more of here in
Absolutely, yeah. This is really a nice place where you can bring your guests and impress them if you want to impress them. So now we're going to go to the rooftop. Has a very nice view of the city of Kabul. Spectacular view of city of Kabul.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
especially when it rains. And when you come here, you know, the air is filtered out and it's beautiful. It looks very nice. You see lots of construction and new development. The construction industry is booming right now, so which is a good sign. It puts more people to work and everything. It's good for the local economy and the unemployment.
Over coffee at the hotel's restaurant, I asked Fahad if he thought that maybe one day all Afghans might be able to afford to eat in a place like this.
Yes, yeah, I'm hopeful that if not in a decade, hopefully sooner, that they can, the majority can go to places like this, and there'll be more theme parks, recreational parks for them to go and take their kids and play, and you have to have the vision. If you don't have the vision, then you're never gonna go ahead in life.
Maybe prosperity will finally bring together a people divided by years of war and displacement. But then again, maybe it will only increase the divisions in this city of stark contrasts.